Using spit to wipe my mouth.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, we are at home. Today is Monday, and Bamenda is normally our ghost town. It's a day where nobody goes out. No offices are open. You know, nothing is happening, so people are just home. So I think the advantage of it somehow is that it helps couples spend time together and maybe chat. So today I was chatting with hubby, and we had this conversation of men having challenges, like the kind of marriages we should build on social media. We had those disagreements, and I tried to ask hubby about it, and he shared something that was very pertinent. So I said I would take him on record so that you guys could also learn. So don't mind us, we are home, natural, nothing, no makeup. Okay, babe.
Yeah.
That thing you told me like that.
Why did you ask me?
That thing you told me. I want you to say it again. You were talking about when couples just get married. I think I'll help you. You can start from there.
Okay. The thing is just that we're talking about conflict. And after a while, there is a particular period that if you can sustain in your marriage and you come to an understanding, then you have a better and long-lasting marriage. The issue is just that you see people that they get married the first 4 years that they learn living together with somebody, they start studying that person, and within that period a lot of things are happening. And
within 4 years?
Yes, within the first 4 years. When you are dating, you are not living together with that person. Now when you start living with a person, you start seeing some kind of negative things, some things that they don't really like tie with your own idea, and it always happen like that. The way a man wants that they treat him, the way the woman wants that they treat her, the things that the man wants. When you start living together, there is a difference, like dating, because in dating you are doing your possible best to like reach the best of giving your partner, making him satisfied and being let me say the most important person to you at that point in time. But once it is marriage, people have the way they start looking at things. They will think, yeah, my eyes are, the sun is affecting my eyes. People will always think that this is how this thing should be done, and when it's not done the way you are thinking, it creates a kind of conflict. And those things can only be you can only have a solution to it through communication. Now, uncommunicated expectations at this very point cause a lot of conflict and division in marriage.
Okay.
So you will see, for example, a man wants that they should respect him like this, the woman wants that they should treat her like this, but she's not communicating it. She just believes this man is supposed to do this, and likewise the man is just believing that the wife is supposed to behave like this. You are supposed to do this, do that, do this. Which is,
your lips are white. Yeah, continue.
Which is not always the way. Once you don't communicate your expectation right, you create a gap.
That's where I got interested.
Yes, there is this huge gap that is being created. It's like a basket, and the pain of everybody, not your expectation. When your expectations are not being met, you just go and put in your pain in there, and that in that gap a lot of things happen, and that is where the birth of separation is conceived.
Okay. No, but wait, I want you to explain that part very well because that's what got me interested.
Okay.
You said that gap when those expectations are not
being met.
Yes,
Yeah,
everybody
is angry.
is angry.
Yes, and with that anger,
Nobody is communicating with the other.
you don't communicate your worries or your discomfort.
Mm-hmm.
But you go in and you start building. The first thing they will do is that they start building barriers. That you see your partner will say, okay, since she's doing like this,
Mm-hmm.
all right,
That's what
I
I
will
wanted
do
to explain.
I will do like this.
Mm-hmm.
If she's like this, I will do like this. Likewise, the woman will say, okay, now that he's doing this, okay, this is obvious. This is it. And at times you see that some people even try to, you know, when you think twice and you come back to show love to that person, it is difficult
For the person to
receive the love,
yeah,
especially when it comes to unfaithfulness.
okay.
When
Like, okay, let's say somebody cheated.
yes,
you cheated on your spouse.
You cheated on your spouse, and then you have, like, you are repenting to come back, especially with the men, where they have cheated and they know that they have hurt their wives. Coming back to show love, the women will find it difficult
to embrace it.
To embrace it.
Yeah, because at that moment, a woman will not believe in her. Like,
is it genuine? Or you are showing the same love, or you are showing something better to the person outside. Maybe you are giving, you came with a gift. Maybe you are giving the person out there a better gift, and then you are just coming home to flatter me because I'm your wife. So it will obviously create some kind of resentment that the woman will always carry, and then she will push away that all those gestures that the man is trying to do to rekindle back the love.
And at that moment, the man is genuine.
They are always genuine.
He's serious.
Most of them.
By that time, we are already angry now.
Most of them will be coming back like, hey, let me go and make my home. Yeah, home is home. Now, you know, with men, they might do certain things out there, but they have a very, very strong attachment to what is in the house. A man will not take a woman and keep in his house now. It's difficult. In very rare cases, I'm not saying that it's 100%, but a man will not take a woman and bring into his house that he does not love. Now, let's leave that aside. But what I was trying to explain is that when this conflict starts, now, because everybody is putting their discomfort, their anger into this basket, that gap that they have created. Because the gap is not created by one person. I offended you, you reacted, and I took your reaction for being negative towards me, and then I increase the gap, and we create a big gap, which is like a basket. That way, everybody, they do that time in their house is just like we drop only what is causing us the pain. We just keep feeling it with pain, and at that point, it gives room for separation.
Okay, wait, continue. I like that part again very well. So you see that now those maybe our anger towards each other, it creates us a gap.
Yes.
What interests me is you call that gap a basket.
That is
that's what really got me, guys. Okay, you call it a basket.
Yes.
In that basket now, all we do is we are only remembering the negative things.
Yes.
We only come and depositing negative things. You know, this is how you have always been. This is this. This is that.
You come and you and each time is insult, and what you have in your mind is just the negative. You will not. There will not be a period where you like think of, look at this man that used to love me, and there are certain secrets that we're reading a lot of things at God. When these kind of situations happen, when you are filled in this basket without thinking of any good moment, it makes you to be totally bitter and blind to any good thing that has ever happened between the two of you.
True.
And at that point in time, if you are not strong enough, the kind of way you use to separate, you might even separate from that person, and then you will not find it easy to give in to another person.
Okay.
Some people
because you carry that bitterness from
the previous relationship, and you just use it as a word towards any other relationship.
Thank you. Now, somebody just said on the Facebook page, she's somebody I cancelled when she was going through a tough moment. And we're talking about the aspect of counselors. People are complaining, hey, if counselors, with the multitude of counselors, why are marriages still breaking? With the counselors all over, with seminars and all of these things, why are marriages still breaking? Which means that they are saying that counselors are not needed. And this lady came and made a comment which really encouraged me. She said, when she was going through a heartbreak, she told a friend of hers that she needs counseling, and the friend said, what is that useful, or how useful is that to you? So she ignored what the friend said and went in for counseling. Now later on in life, the friend it looks like the friend experienced the same thing. And since she doesn't value counseling, she tried to manage it all by herself. And now from her comment, she said this her friend is even far more bitter. I'm talking about exactly what you said now. She's now far more bitter than her, because she had somebody to help her walk her through that difficult time, yes. But for her, for the friend, she thought that she could rely on her own expertise and, you know, still heal. Now maybe she thought maybe she's thinking that she has healed, because at this moment she's struggling to gain back herself. But there's a lot of bitterness that is buried inside of her. So when you just mentioned that part of bitterness, you know, it just reminded me of this comment. So right now, with everything that you just said, that basket, that gap, again, that's where I'm still going, because that is where we see that couples now begin to feel like, is there still need to love? I may just be here because of my children. Is there really still need? Is there ever hope? Is there true love? Can we ever still feel love? Can I ever still feel? And yes, one of the things that you mentioned, cheating, it kills
emotions.
Good, it kills emotions. And to be very honest with you, women in particular will always be
emotional being.
Yes, they'll be affected.
Yeah.
But a woman puts a lot of emotions before doing anything. For a woman to be emotionally, that means for you to have a good sex with your wife, right?
She must be emotionally connected,
available and connected. So when she's not, let's say she's angry, and then you know that men always think that we can have our problems, but if we have sex, we can fix it.
Now, let me just tell you, I watched a video like a woman who told the husband that they slept on the bed, they had quarreled, and the woman told the man that they regard, it was in French, that regard, on a le problème, mais ici là non, il n'y a pas le problème ici. Donc faire ce que tu dois faire le matin, on va continuer notre problème. That's simply saying that at this down period, there's no problem with it.
No, on the down part, there's no problem. We are not have a problem.
But yes, you are not.
But these two down parts,
they don't have a problem.
Our parts have no problem.
So you and the more we bring that into play in a relationship, right? It makes some people feel like, let me say, to the men in particular, they'll always feel like, you are not denying me sex because we had a quarrel or because I did this. Now, to an extent, some mature women, in the course of that,
they will still give their husband sex.
They will give their husband sex and then table now their problem.
Yeah, but men think that's the best approach. But
baby, Sina, is that men think that is the best approach, and women think that to them is also a best approach. This thing we are talking to
both men and women.
Both men and
no,
women.
Most women think that if there's a problem, we should
resolve it before we can have
sex and have good sex.
And what you think, what the women think, is what is feminine to them, in making them like women. This is how we are supposed to. Now, if for once we put yourself, like if you and I now, we are discussing, and you understand that this is what I want. If you try to solve my problem, you intend solving your problem.
How?
Because
by solving your problem,
you solve your own problem. It's just like somebody that you give out to people, you end up having more. when you're a giver, you end up having, even the Bible says it.
No, agree, forgive, no.
Yes. Now, this thing.
No, but now what you're saying is true. But it should not always be one-sided. Like it can always.
Fine.
It should always be.
That was my landing point.
Sex before resolving conflicts.
No. I did not mean that. It's just that there are certain situations, right? Now, when a man he needs sex, know that everything that he's thinking now is just around here. This upper part is shut down. So if you understand, you know that you even talking at that point, now you might cause him. He might get angry.
So angry.
Very angry because
I remember one day that you. I remember one day that you. I said I was tired.
But it gets him angry. It gets me angry.
I communicated with you that I was tired. I said I was tired.
No,
and then
at that point we know that you are tired, but just leave the thing to us to do it and then leave it.
How can I just leave it? How can I
and at times even you
I said I was tired and
you
did not stop talking. You were very angry and you kept talking. I said, oh Jesus, will this man not stop?
So you see that most often when these conflicts they get to this level, those things they get into play. And especially sex, the man might have cheated, but he's repenting from his cheating and coming back home. We know it is not always easy for a woman to just receive a cheating husband and you just start giving in. It will not be. But in a certain situation, once you yourself, you can see some aspect of changes that he's making, or he's making some effort to change from what he did, or repenting from what he did.
Yeah, but once trust is broken, it takes
time. It takes
so sometimes even almost forever to rebuild. Yes,
rebuild
that trust to go back to the exact way it was.
Now, what I always say is that if you have to be there in that relationship, how can you be there without being happy?
No, it's not like being happy, but the problem is that you have hurt somebody deeply.
And you're struggling to ask for forgiveness.
You have apologized, for example, right? You have hurt somebody deeply, you have apologized. That person is still struggling with the pains, processing the pains. It might take a while, but now that is where most people don't understand that if I hurt you and I tell you that I am sorry,
it needs a while for that.
It does not mean that the problem is resolved. It's not like everything just goes back to normal.
No.
Because many people don't get it. Many people don't understand that.
The only thing that I'm insisting on is that it might not get to normal, but give the sex. It might not get to normal because women should understand this.
Somebody asked me this question. I pray that she watch this video because she asked me that is it right thing that the wife refuses the husband sex if the husband cheated? So I said it depends. I may not just tell you it's right or it's wrong. I said it depends, and the reason was because if let's say the husband cheated once and repented, or is making efforts to become a different person, denying that man's sex is not going to help. But if it's a man that is continually cheating and has exposed you severally to maybe STDs and all of that, we can now look at your reasons for denying him sex as valid.
Yes, that one is very important.
Yes, because
very important.
You're
exposing your partner, it is risky even for the whole family.
Yes.
Now, even if you look at it in a certain way, denial is one way of breakup. Once you start refusing to have intercourse with your partner.
No, the thing is that how comfortable would somebody feel giving you sex when you constantly go out there to have the sex? Now, if that the sex at home was enough for you, why would you go out?
No. We mean in a situation when the man is in the process changing, because maybe for the first week, second week, he himself, once he knows that.
If it's in the process of changing, I'm saying that the women, no matter how you feel, how bad you feel, right? Sex is. No, sex is something that should not depart from marriage. It should not lack in marriage, because even the Bible says it that your body does not belong to you, belongs to your husband, and your husband's body does not belong to you, and it belongs to me. So if there is repentance, the problem now, the issue is that I've had so many couples have cancelled the man repents for a week or two and
Then
go,
goes
and go
back.
back.
When they forgive him, you know
Yes,
that
he goes
everything
back.
is fine.
So in
He
that
goes
case
back.
now, will you now also still blame the woman for not giving sex? Because
No,
they-
you cannot blame her now.
yes,
You
because
cannot blame
now
her
if I
because
already know that, okay, maybe it's been 5 times, 6 times, it has happened. You apologize and then you go back. You apologize and you go back. So this lady explaining it to me. Say, ma, don't mind because my husband is humble here and apologizing like this. It's not the first time. I will have been married for 20. He said they've been married for 20 something, 26 years. And in that 26 years, it has been a normal routine. Him cheating, being caught, apologizing. Cheating, being caught, apologizing.
You know, to some men, let me just say, it's like they are sick. They are sick. To some men, it's like they are sick. But as a man, what I believe is that when certain things happen and the person is really serious about repenting, it's good the wife, help him, accompany him in that process, so that you also understand if there were some things that caused him to go that far, and you know how you can address them and build your relationship.
But the repentance should be consistent.
Yeah. Now, when
Don't
you're-
repent today and go out tomorrow.
that's what I mean by if you can accompany him in it, because once you are if you are a part of something, you understand better how that thing is. If you are part of somebody's pain, you will know how deep he's feeling. Now we know that when women start they start abstaining from sex, treating you funny because of what you have done to them. It's because you are not in their shoe. If you enter their shoe, they will tell you how this thing is really hurting.
Yeah.
And some of them will get into depression. They have a lot of issues.
No, it's very true.
Some will
I
even
have
menstruate
clients.
for the whole month.
True.
And you add all those things that they are so painful. It's not easy.
Yes, I have women that have gone into depression for more than a year after the husband cheated on them. So it's
So
not
at
an easy
times
thing.
that is
But
why
anyway, we'll come back to sex. We're not talking today about sex. We're looking at that gap now.
that gap.
So how can that gap be bridged? Let us
Okay.
conclude.
Now, when this gap like this, with this gap, it is the biggest problem. And to bridge it is that we do our best to look when there are problems. We try to look at the good things more often than those things that have caused you the pain. We know cheating is so painful that it's difficult to overlook the aspect of cheating, but at a certain point you need to look at where we started, where it went wrong, and you communicate it, because communication now is the key of this main solution to this problem. This gap is created because both parties did not communicate their pain or their expectations.
I'm thinking
Yes.
I'm thinking that, okay, now you say communicate. If you have a man, for example, that communication with that man is very difficult.
There are so many ways. You know, you cannot stay with somebody without understanding the method of communication that person, your partner likes. Some, they will not want you to talk to them, but I believe
Because I have a lot of women that have complained that their husband, they cannot talk to their husbands, and their husbands listen to nobody.
That is a big lie. For
No,
me,
it's not, it's not.
To me, you cannot say nobody can talk to. See,
There's some
baby,
men. No, there's some men
baby.
that there's some men that believe that they know everything, and nobody can tell them any other thing, and they are not subjected to anybody. They are not answerable to anybody. They believe that what they know is right.
Wait, let me
Even the
just
wife's
cut
opinion
you.
does not count.
Let me cut you. Do you know why some side chicks, they get everything that they want to get from somebody's husband without that person having even up to her? It's the way they communicate it.
Okay, tell us, how do they communicate?
Now, let me tell you for
My hair vibes. So. Hey, Jesus is Lord.
It's not vibes. It's not vibes.
No,
Now,
how do
from
they, now,
my own from my own understanding from elderly men that I have, because I'm fond of them, they have a tendency of, you see now, men are more babies than even the children that you put to bed.
I know that babies when it comes to some things.
Not to some things. in every aspect. A man that will come back to the house,
Yes.
my eyes are wet because the
Got
sunlight
sun.
outside.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm working
Anyway,
on the
we are,
computer.
we are running up.
Now this aspect, this particular aspect is what is a little secret that you can use when a side chick gets your husband. By the time he's in the office, they are notifying him or they're asking him with a lot of love. You say, well, sweetheart, what would you want me to prepare for you today?
Aww.
Now, once you table that, the man already is thinking, master, did you want to? And when you prepare that food, by the time he enters the house, you the kind of treatment you give him, we know that there is a lot of work for women, especially those that are married. They have their children to take care of, they have dresses, they